Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope that everybody is doing really, really good this morning. I am so excited to be here on this morning. If you can come on in and share, of course, when you come in the room, and just let me know when you are here. Let me know who I have with me. I do not have that long this morning, but there is some very, 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 very good information that I want to share with you. And God has spent the last few days affirming this information. So if you only knew, if you only knew what these last few days have been like, oh my God. So y'all come on in. Let me know that you're here. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee. I am so glad that you are here this morning. Who do we have in the room? All right, Joanna. Hello. Good morning. Of course, my sister. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Carl, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm so happy to see y'all. Y'all are my people. Y'all are my family. I love y'all. I love y'all so, so very much. So y'all come on in. When you come in, please share. I would greatly appreciate it. I do apologize. I came on a few minutes late. The sun, thank God, was shining through my living room, and it was kind of interfering with the lighting. So I had to get that straight. But we are straight now. We're together, and I am excited to be here. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee, where God is our barista, praise and worship is our cream and sugar. And this morning, honor is actually going to be our morning coffee. Yeah, I like that. Not me, but honor. So y'all come on in the room. Let me know when you're here. Please speak and say hello, and please share as well as you come in the room. And we will get started at 7:35. At the 7:34, we'll go ahead and get started at 7:35. So who do we have with us this morning? We have Joanna. We have Carl. Anybody else that we have with us this morning? Feel free to say good morning and speak. I'm happy to have y'all. Thank you so much, Joanna, for sharing. I greatly appreciate it. I think this is going to bless somebody this morning. This is going to be a tad bit different because there's something specific that I want you to get from this particular broadcast this morning. So I want to thank you all for coming in. I want to thank you all for sharing. Lucretia, listen, I'm going to brag. I love me some Lucretia Reeves. Do you hear me? That is my sweetheart. She can rock with me everywhere that I go because I trust her. I can have my human moments and everything. So I'm excited. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all, it's so much happening. There's so much going on. So it's 7:35. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let me start by saying that God is definitely doing a new thing. And I'm excited about it. So I actually have my first paid advertisement. We're going places, guys. I know it shocked me too. So with that being said, I am going to pay honor to our paid advertiser this morning. She's actually my dear friend, Sharon. Her name is Sharon Farina, and she is the owner and operator of Island Fusion planning company. She has an event planning company. So I am going to share that information with you this morning, and I hope that you will use her. I hope that you will call her, and I hope that you will use her for all of your event planning needs. I have used her personally for book signings. I have used her for different events, and her work is phenomenal. I mean, her reputation supersedes her, seriously. Thank you, Lucretia. Thank you, Carl. So we're going to go ahead and go on with our advertisement, and then I will be right back, and we're going to jump into today and what today is all about, all right? So I'm happy to see you all. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee, and this is our wonderful paid advertisement. So please make sure that you go and check out Island Fusion party planning. All right. Sharon, I hope I did you good. I hope I did you proud. There we go. Our first paid advertisement. We're doing something new. All right. So this morning, let's jump straight in it. So this morning, I decided to dedicate my show to YLC, which is the Young Leaders Conference. Adelia, why would you do that? Why would you dedicate your show? I am dedicating my show because this week is Young Leaders Week. This is supposed to be YLC 2020. Let me be very transparent and let me be very honest and say that my heart is a bit broken that we are not meeting and convening together. Yes, Joanna, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you all go check out Sharon. She's awesome. Island Fusion party planning. So I am a bit heartbroken, if I can be honest. I am really excited about everything that Elder Mark Moore and the team has put out in the midst of this pandemic. I mean, they have been phenomenal. They have not stopped serving. So let me be very clear that this morning I am paying honor and I am paying respect to the ministry, to the God that exists within YLC. Okay. Anytime that you are designating a voice over your life, it is really, 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 yes. Oh, thank you. Yes, God is moving, Joanna. Anytime that you're designating or you're adhering to a voice in your life, it is very important to determine if that voice is bearing fruit or not. I need y'all to hear me. It is important to determine whether or not that voice is bearing fruit or not. That is the telltale sign whether or not it's something that you need to be listening to or somebody that you need to be following. Yes. Hey, good morning, Latasha. Good morning. So I have to be honest and transparent and say that this week has been hard. Leading up to this week has been hard because I wanted to go back to that well. I wanted to go back to that place where I transformed in August of 2019. And to be honest, it started taking root before August 2019. August 2019, my heart was just prepared to receive what I was going to receive from the Young Leaders Conference. So this morning, I am dedicating the show to that movement, to that ministry, to the vision, and to that visionary, because I know how much it means to me. I know how changed I am, how my mindset has shifted because of that particular movement. And that is a God-ordained movement. That movement is rooted in prayer. That movement is rooted in fasting. And I know that God breathes on it because I don't know how they keep doing it. I don't know for the life of me how in the world they keep pumping out all of this content. It has to be God. It has to be. And so I just want to share with you my journey. And why. Hey, good morning, sis. Good morning, Olivia. I'm happy to see you. I want to share with you why I'm celebrating YLC this morning and why it's important to pay honor to things and to people and to resources and to things that have transformed your life. It is important to sow, and I'm gonna get into that, into what has been growing you, into what has been changing you. Hey, okay, awesome, wonderful, wonderful. My sister is Sharon from North Carolina. So let me tell you my journey with YLC. So I started following YLC maybe late 2017, 2018. And it has to be God. It does. I'm going to be full transparent this morning because that's the only way I know how to be as transparent and real. So I actually stopped following YLC and God said, you need to take a second look. And that was the best second look I ever took. I started following them and then I stopped. And then God was like, no, you need to go look again. And I went and I looked again and it was the best second look that I ever took. There's a word in that. You need to be very careful. You need to be very careful into what you overlook, because what you overlook may be the very thing that is going to take you over into your destiny, may take you over into your blessing. So be very careful in what you're overlooking. Yes. Sewing is a key. You are absolutely correct, and it unlocks so many things. So, okay, so I started back following YLC in towards the end. I want to say towards the end of 2018, at the top of 2019. So, in August of 2018, that was the first time that I had ever done a fast. Okay, y'all hear me? 20 yeah, August 2018 was the very first time that I have ever fasted. Okay. And this was an all water fast. All right. This was 21 days, no food, no drinks. I mean, herbal teas, yes, but just straight water. And I decided to stay away from the teas. And I did straight water. Okay. It was hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But after about maybe the 6th or 7th day, I started, because I was documenting my process in that fast, and I realized, you know what? I'm feeling better. I'm thinking clear. It was a push. It was a push. 21 days, no food. And I'm a foodie. I like food. That was my first time fasting. Yes, be careful what you overlook. Hello. That's right, Latasha. So that was my first time fasting. So after I got off of that fast, God revealed so much to me. And I can't get into all of that because it's not nearly enough time. But God revealed so much to me in that fast that I wanted to adopt that into my lifestyle. Meaning, I wanted fasting to be a part of what I do, fasting and praying. And I have to be honest, not knowing that, fasting and praying, and I'm just being transparent and being real, not necessarily knowing that's something that we should incorporate anyway, just as a Christian lifestyle, because it's beneficial. It's beneficial to you. It makes you more clear-headed. It really makes you more connected to God. So after that experience, I desired to do consecration and to do another fast at the top of 2019 with a group of believers that understood the benefits of fasting, that wanted to, that was excited about fasting. Because mind you, I ain't gotten excited about fasting. Like, I didn't want to bother people and be like, "Oh, you should come on this 21-day fast with me," especially considering, girl, you only did it one time. And so I didn't want to overwhelm people and be like, "Oh, come on this fast with me." Hey, good morning, Rashonda. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you. It's never on this early. Well, I'm glad it is on. And yeah, so I was just excited about fasting, right? And so I'm trying to pull everybody in. Come on, y'all. It's top of the year. Let's do this 21-day water fast. It's gonna be exciting. I'll help you. That's just the type of person that I am, right? And so then I ran across the 21-day consecration with Young Leaders Conference. And I said, God, you know what? You are just absolutely amazing. God loves me. Let me tell y'all something. I am a daddy's girl. There has never been a time that I have not desired more of him and requested more of him, and he did not show up. And those are my prayers. And I'm giving you some real insight into my personal study and prayer life, right? So sometimes we get off track. And my prayer is, God, please bring me back to you. God, please draw me closer to you. God, please pull me in nearer to you, because I feel like I'm drifting, and I can tell the difference when I have not prayed. I can tell the difference when I have not fasted. I can tell the difference when I have not spent time in the presence of God. My responses and everything is just different. Right. So here comes this 21-day YLC consecration that I saw scrolling up, whatever my timeline. And so I participate in that 21-day consecration. A lot of things happen. That was the very first time. Yes, Latasha, you remember. See, this is why I'm celebrating YLC, because this is a community of people that we need to understand that even though we're heartbroken about YLC 2020 not being here, God is still moving. We will not discount what God is doing right now in this season. We will not discount what God is doing right now in Elder Mark that is going to benefit us in 2021, in 2025, in 2027. So we won't discount or put depression above God. We will not discount what God is still doing in the midst of a pandemic. YLC showed up in the midst of a pandemic. Let me tell you, ministry didn't stop. And you have to consider that. This is a team of people that were affected by the pandemic, just like we were. This is a leader that was affected by the pandemic, just like we were. This is a group of people that work with him and walk with him and plan with him. They were affected by a pandemic as well. Did you ever see YLC stop? No, they never put the mantle down. So let's go back to revival and consecration. That was the very first time that I ever prayed 3 hours in a row. Yes, you can tell the difference, Brashonda. Yes, God is still moving. That was the first time that I ever prayed 3 hours straight. And I took the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. shift, right? Yes, YLC showed up in the midst of a pandemic, and let's not forget that they are also experiencing the pandemic. You have to pay honor to people that see, sometimes people just show up to the show and you're not even considering what's happening behind the scenes of the show. You're not thinking about the prep time. You're not thinking about the time that had to be spent in prayer. You're not thinking about the decisions that had to be made, all for your benefit. So, Adelia, why are you celebrating YLC today? Why are you celebrating YLC 2020? Because YLC is still happening, and it has changed my life. So let me get through this consecration. I got to get through this. Okay, so yes, YLC showed up. Yes, amen. We will not discount what God is doing right now in this season. So if y'all are not praying for Elder Mark Moore and not praying for that team, I need you to be doing that. That needs to be at the top of your list this week, is to be praying for them fervently. So okay, so I did the YLC consecration 3 hours straight, under the direction of Marshall. I hope I got that right. But yes, don't let my delayed messages shift your testimony. You're fine. You're fine. So under the direction of Marshall, and actually Joanna was there with me. Joanna, that was her first time experiencing YLC. And when I came to the revival, I brought a friend with me, several friends actually. I think I had a row. And the friend that came with me, she was going through a divorce at the time. And that revival, that consecration, it did something for her. It reintroduced who she was. And so I'm sharing this because there was a ripple effect that took place when I started to share YLC, when I started to share my experiences. And I could go through a whole host of things about prayer with Dr. Matisa, about with Pastor LeBryant Friend. And when y'all, I was leaning in for a little bit. I was leaving on my lunch break and going to FCC. Okay? I need you to hear me. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because I was thirsty. I'm thirsty for God, period. That doesn't mean that my thirst wasn't being quenched. I just want more of him. And so I would slip out on my lunch break and I would go to these sessions and I'll go right on back to work. Filled. I mean, full. Do you hear me? And so that's where it all started. And so I had a group of believers that I could consecrate with, that I could pray with, that I could fast with. And so that just kick-started a whole bunch of things. And then I went into flight school. What I do that for? April 2019, I went into flight school. Well, I think it was the end of March, but I went into flight school. Why did I go into flight school? Flight school made me ask myself the question, are you serious about what I've given you? This is what I heard God say. Are you serious about what I've really placed in you? I've always been really good at being loyal to everything and everybody else. And I haven't always been so good at being loyal to myself and what God has given me. And that was a raw revelation. That one made me a little emotional. But that's what flight school revealed to me. Adelia, how I gave you an assignment. What you gonna do about what it is that I gave you? And so here comes flight school, right? So I can get into how amazing flight school was. And then here comes the YLC conference. So what happened with the YLC conference is all since January, my heart was being prepped for what was going to happen at YLC. God was really tilling my heart. He was tilling. He was doing the work. He was massaging my heart. He was massaging my mind. Had I gotten if I had gotten the information at YLC any sooner, it wouldn't have fell in and settled in the way that it needed to. And so the YLC conference in August of 2019 really made me look at myself, and really made me take the assignment that God had given me more seriously. We all have an assignment, y'all. And there's honor. Hear me. There's honor in walking with another person and their vision. Do that. And you honor that person's vision. You don't disrespect their vision. You don't. Pastor Durbin Davis said it best. He said, I've never seen a second man like you. And most of my life, all of my life, that has been my role. I like being in the background. I don't like being all up front. I don't like being on the front lines. I like, don't call my name, right? So I've always been used to being the second man. So being on the forefront, to be honest, this platform is very uncomfortable for me because it's like I'm pushing this, right? And I need you to understand that God will send you resources to speak to the next level in your life. You're responsible for stewarding your vision first. Okay. Now it's important to pay honor and to focus and to volunteer your time into the visions of others. I do that with YLC. I do that with my church. I do that in other places, but you cannot negate or neglect the vision that God has over your life as well. And so YLC has really watered my vision and watered things that I really wanted to do, that I was scared to do, afraid to do, didn't want to do, like, at all, right? And so, excuse me. And so YLC has really been that voice in my life, and I'm thankful to Elder Mark Moore and his yes, because if he hadn't said yes, then it wouldn't have created this multiplication of yeses, right? And so I'm going to share something with you. I did a I'm gonna tell y'all something. I might be crazy, but I love fasting because now I'm slow to get into it, but once I get in it, I'm in there. But I love fasting because God shows me so much in the midst of a fast, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So May, I did another fast, and this is the word that God gave me. I was reading, or I was studying Luke 141. And some of the notes that I wrote down in that study, and I don't have time like to really delve into it, but some of the things that stood out to me was the greeting alone made John leap in Elizabeth's womb. What kind of greeting was that? That a baby leaped in her womb. She was filled with the Holy Spirit. She spoke a word Mary had yet to even share with her. And consider the honor of hearing the voice. Because Elizabeth shared, well, why me? You know, why are you coming sharing this news with me? So whose voice, and this is what we'll wrap up with, whose voice makes your baby leap? Someone's voice is a call and response. And they better be filled with Jesus, by the way, because the enemy will make your baby leap too. All right. So whose voice is making your baby leap? And I wrote down some of the voices in my life that literally speaks to what's in me, that I know is in me. That's why sowing and growing, what speaks to you. Listen to this part. That is why sowing and growing, what speaks to you and make you grow, is important, because it continues to feed what God is cultivating in you. Their voice is water. Elder Mark Moore's voice is water. YLC is water. You cannot honor that man of God without honoring his team. It is water, and it is a ocean. Well, without the salt, it's a river. Yeah, let's say river. All right. Their voice is water that sprouts what's in you. Sow and grow the vision and the visionary. Questions to ask, right? What is it about that voice that has forced you to make a move? What moves have you made as a result of that voice? What fruit have you harvested as a result of that voice? Has that voice caused the spirit of multiplication? Has that voice caused the spirit of multiplication? Has that voice caused you to invite others so that they too can experience what you're experiencing? Assess the voices in your life. I'm going to read something. I really think Hebrews is a wonderful book as it pertains to leadership. So Hebrews 13, 1 through 3. Keep on loving one another as brothers and sisters. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers. For by doing so, doing some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. You may be entertaining angels at YLC and you don't know it. It's over 5,000 of us. Be kind, be nice. You don't know who you're entertaining. Continue to remember those in prison as if you were together with them in prison, and those who are mistreated as if you yourselves were suffering. You have a lot of opportunities to do that at YLC. Remember your leaders who spoke the word of God to you. Remember Elder Markmore. Remember YLC. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. And if that man of God don't have faith that I've ever seen, I want to imitate that kind of faith. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Do not be carried away by all kinds of strange teachings. It is good for our hearts. I apologize. Give me just a moment. It is good for our hearts to be strengthened by grace, not by eating ceremonial foods, which is of no benefit to those who do so. Through Jesus, therefore, let us continually offer to God a sacrifice of praise, the fruit of lips that openly profess his name. Have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authority, because they keep watch over you as those who must give an account. Do this so that their work will be a joy, not a burden. He always says, I love my job. That is his tagline. I love my job. I love my job. And you can help him love his job. How can you help him love his job? You can help him love his job by sharing. You can help him love his job by responding. You can help him love his job by following. You can definitely help him love his job by sowing, because this is good ground. Have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authority, because they keep watch over you as those who must give an account. Do this so that their work will be a joy and not a burden. Pray for us. We are sure that we have a clear conscience and desire to live honorably in every way. I hope that you were blessed by this morning. I couldn't even scratch the surface with everything that I had, but I just really, really wanted you to understand why it's so important to pay honor to those voices in your life that are really, really watering what it is that you may be growing. So this morning, I wanted to take the time to honor YLC. Happy YLC week 2020 to everybody that's a part of the YLC community. There's always something to do. You can be a partner with Spirit and Truth. You can follow, you can share, and their information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I have to go, but I really, 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 really love you guys. I love you so much. And I honor the voice that is Elder Mark Moore. And there are so many amazing voices during this time that are really watering a lot of things in this season that the pandemic is trying to dry up. But we're going to pivot, because as a community, that's what we do. As a YLC community, that's what we do. At your home church, that's what you do. We pivot in the midst of adversity. That's what we do. So that is why I did this show this morning. That is why Saturday at 7, I would suggest that you join me again, because I am going to celebrate YLC again, and it's going to be in a different and unique way. And so I'm excited. I love y'all. Happy YLC week. And I pray that the Spirit of God and the blessings chase you down. I pray that you were blessed by this broadcast. It was a little different. I went into some teaching, whatever, but I'm excited. So I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and you all be blessed. And this has been I Am a Morning Coffee, where God is our barista, praise and worship is our cream and sugar, and YLC, honoring YLC, has been our morning coffee. So you all take care and be blessed. Have a wonderful day.